welcome back to part 3 in my series, filling out the March Madness bracket, and it is going to be released, I guess it's already midnight, it's going to be released on game day. Today is the first day we're going to see games being played and a lot of good matchups throughout the tournament and in the South region. We're going to start Baylor Hartford. That's going to be Baylor, no doubt in my mind. Even though Baylor's been semi-struggling lately after the pause, after the COVID outbreak in Baylor, they're not going to lose to the 16 seed, especially with the statistics they have. Baylor, only team I see them losing to in this region is Arkansas. And that scares me because I think Arkansas can do it, especially recently. Baylor hasn't been the same team they were in the first 3 quarters of the year. However, Baylor's a safe pick because I think Baylor they're my number 2 pick to win the national title. We're advancing Baylor all the way due to statistics. If you don't want to pick Baylor, don't pick Ohio State. Pick Arkansas, pick Texas Tech, probably not Purdue due to some inconsistency, although I love Purdue. Let's go ahead. Let's move our focus back into the first round games in the South. UNC Wisconsin. Love UNC's matchup against Baylor, honestly, if they could make it there. The thing is, I don't think they will. North Carolina, one of the least the least experienced team in the bracket. Wisconsin, one of the more experienced teams in the bracket. Statistics show that Wisconsin's better, more consistent. Even though they've lost games, they still have so much potential. And the thing with Wisconsin is I don't think they match up well with Baylor. I really don't. So I have Baylor. If Baylor plays North Carolina, I feel like Carolina has a better shot. If Baylor plays Wisconsin, I think Baylor wins that game pretty easily. Nova Winthrop. Villanova, vulnerable team, and that is because of the loss of Colin Gillespie. Have to rely on Jeremiah Robinson-Earl a little bit more. Winthrop doesn't have great statistics. They're a hot pick as a 12 seed to defeat Villanova. I think this is a pick that the public is going to be wrong about. I think they're going to pick Winthrop, and I think they're going to be wrong. I really, really think they're going to be wrong. I'm advancing Villanova, even without Colin Gillespie. I think they're good enough overall to win that game. Purdue, North Texas. North Texas doesn't have stats to win this game. I'm giving it to Purdue. Purdue's talented, man. They're talented. They have, they've got 2 players over 6'10". They've got players that can shoot the rock. They've got a great coach. And it's about time they do something because they have potential in the future to be a Final Four pick. Not this year, but maybe in the future. With that being said, I like them over Nova as well. So I like Purdue advancing over North Texas easily. I like Purdue advancing over Nova or Winthrop if they happen to win. I like Purdue in my Sweet 16 losing to Baylor. Texas Tech, Utah State. Utah State has Quibus Gita. Obviously, very, very good player and tough matchup for Texas Tech. I don't know who is going to be able to really handle him. However, I love Texas Tech stats. Take a look at this real quick. Texas Tech's pretty balanced at 33-24. Also, in the KenPom rankings, their luck rank is like 321 or something. They haven't had a lot of luck, and they're still in the tournament as a 6th seed in the second best conference, maybe best conference, in college basketball. I was skeptical of them at the beginning of the year. However, their stats show that they are plenty capable of making a little run, and I wouldn't consider them out of a Final Four appearance. I love this statistic right here. This is per possession defense, 22nd, and they have a guard that is projected to be drafted. Only a couple teams on this list with the statistic, and those teams in the past have really succeeded. So I don't think they'll have a problem with Utah State, although a lot of people have the Utah State pick. I don't see Colgate beating Arkansas. Arkansas is a top 7 pick to win the national title. Colgate just doesn't have the stats to do it, I don't think. Now this right here, Texas Tech, Arkansas, that matchup, one of the most important matchups in my bracket. Whoever wins that game is moving on to the Elite Eight, potentially Final Four, potentially National Championship. Maybe not Texas Tech, but Arkansas has it in them to go far, and I think they're the safe bet to go with Arkansas. Even though Texas Tech's going to be hungry to get back to where they were a few years ago, Arkansas has kind of been disappointing in the tournaments in the past. Hasn't been to the Sweet 16 in forever. So I think Arkansas will be right back up there again. And I'll tell you why here in a second. Florida, Virginia Tech, both pretty solid teams. Giving Virginia Tech the edge. Florida's obviously not going to have Keontae Johnson, who I really liked Florida at the beginning of the year. Once I knew they had Keontae Johnson, I really liked them. However, Virginia Tech dominating in the post. They've been really, really elite in the post. I really like the Virginia Tech game there. However, I don't see them advancing past Ohio State. Ohio State's going to lose in the Sweet 16 to Arkansas. Really, really like that pick right there. Love the Baylor-Arkansas matchup. Love the Texas Tech-Baylor matchup. And those are my two matchups that I think will happen. I don't see anything else going on. I don't think Purdue is going to beat Baylor. Only thing I could potentially see is Carolina beating Baylor. But the safe bet here is to go with Baylor and Arkansas. Ohio State, poor defense. Teams don't succeed with a poor defense. And they are a very, very vulnerable pick to be eliminated early. Even the Oral Roberts. I'd watch on that game too. That's a potential upset matchup. So there is my South region, and there's only one to go. We'll get to the Midwest in just a second.